Alright, so I had to do new brakes on the Mustang here. Brembo. Non-drilled, non-slotted, just factory replacement rotors. Pretty good deal on them. And I did Motorcraft ceramic pads. I think these are the top of the line ones that Ford sells. I had to go down to the dealer and pick them up. These things here, believe it or not, Canadian Tire had them and they were on sale. They're actually a nice, decent, heavy-duty rotor. So anyways, one of the reasons why I had to do the brakes was because the fronts, the rotors are warped. There's 91,000 kilometers on her. It's seen the track a number of times, so it's no wonder the factory stuff's worn out. But also on this side, the e-brake just didn't seem to want to grab. You pull up into the driveway and the car would be going like 2 kilometers an hour, and you pull up in the e-brake and the car would just seem to want to do this when it stopped. So I thought, okay, maybe the cable stretched, or maybe it was the hardware was worn beyond the point of the e-brake being able to work. I thought maybe, despite me seeing a lot of meat on this pad, maybe that the slider stuck and this pad was worn out. Well, after taking it apart, I actually found out that this side has a lot more meat on it than the passenger side does. So that started to raise a few questions. So I checked the function. I checked to make sure that the e-brake cable was functioning properly, and it is. I also checked to make sure that the distance traveled was the same on the driver's side as it was the passenger side, and it was. When I threaded the tool, or the piston back in, I used this. It went kind of funny. It made a couple of clicks, which I've never seen them do before. Normally they're just a stiff, smooth action. So what I've done was I've removed this spring to check the caliper. So this spring just fits up and through this hole here. So just bear with me for a sec. And then it pulls back and it just latches on here. And that's what the return for the e-brake is. So that's what keeps this arm in the up position. So as this cable gets pulled, when you pull the lever inside, it retracts this cable and it pulls down on this. Shouldn't go too far, maybe about there before the e-brake starts to grab. But if your caliper, like mine, is broke, there's no e-brake action there at all. I've had the caliper off, I've checked it, the piston doesn't move at all. So the mechanism inside here is broke, which means I got to replace the caliper. I've read about this online a bunch. I've never actually seen one, but there you have it. Maybe an opportune time to do some stainless braided lines while I'm at it. I'll have to check with the finance department there and see what she says, but I can see it being an issue after I just spent almost $1,000 on brakes for 2 cars. So yeah, there you have it. If you have an e-brake issue, this is a free check. Make sure that your cable's working. Check that these are actually moving as the way that they should be. Make sure that nothing's worn out. It takes 2 seconds to pop the spring off and just check this out. When I go to replace it, I'll put the 2 calipers side by side on the bench and show you what's supposed to happen. And we'll get her fixed up.